Hola, mi amigos and amigas. A little Sunday afternoon smoke, and I thought I would continue on our little pipe chat for aspiring pipe smokers and beginners. Today we're going to talk about a real sore subject. Tongue bite. See what I did there? Real sore subject. Tongue bite. How to avoid it, because you're going to get it. 99.999% of people who smoke a pipe are going to have tongue bite at least once. And I would be willing to bet that everybody, at some point in their pipe smoking journey, has experienced tongue tingle or roof burn or some form of mouth discomfort. Why smoke a pipe if it's going to be uncomfortable? Number one, there are many times that I thought about quitting because of tongue bite. The main reason is I love to eat food, and when you have tongue bite, it interferes with your taste buds. But I figured out how to control it most of the time, and I'm going to go through some different ways to avoid tongue bite. Number one, if there are certain tobaccos that seem to irritate your tongue more than others, stay away from those. Certain blends, certain series of blends, I would say, Mac Baren for me, most of their tobaccos, like their HH series and the other, brands that are not technically Mac Baren, but they make, like Capstan, and things like that, they don't bother me. But there are some in the Mac Baren line, like Virginia Number 1, I have to be really, really careful with that. Why? I don't know. It doesn't matter how slow I smoke it, or it doesn't matter any of that. It just gives me a pretty decent bite. So I tend to stay away from those, although I do enjoy the flavor. Another thing is a lot of the aromatics that you have, and I don't know that it's actually the topping that they put on them, but I think that the aromatics taste so good, you just continually puff your pipe, that it burns your mouth, especially a beginner, because I remember just from me, when I started, I did a rum flavored over-the-counter tobacco. I think it was Smoker's Pride or something. It was delicious. I mean, it was a very good tobacco. It was really too delicious, because I puffed on that stuff and I smoked 2 or 3 bowls that night, and I burnt my tongue. I thought I was going to have it amputated. It was bad. It was a Saturday night, and Sunday after church we would go to a Mexican restaurant, and I couldn't eat it. I couldn't eat because it had the spice, and it was just, my tongue was fried. What are the causes of tongue bite? Well, tobaccos have different acidity levels. You have alkaline and you have acidic. Alkaline is a base, and then you have acidity, like caustic would be another word for a low pH, would be caustic. High pH, acidic. So it depends a lot about what the chemicals makeup of your saliva is. Your saliva could be acidic, or it could be caustic. Let's don't say that you don't have caustic spit or acidic spit, but you do have a pH in your mouth. You have a low pH or a high pH, and it can be different for other people. I like to drink high acidic drinks like orange juice, grape juice, fruit juice, wine. I avoid beer, and I avoid carbonated drinks when I smoke a pipe. So those would be chemical tongue bite. You also have heat, or more importantly, steam tongue bite. Your wet tobaccos, you'll hear people talking about letting the tobacco dry out for 30 minutes. When they open their tin and they rub out their flakes and they let it sit out in the open for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, or half a day, depends on what. Like if you open a tin of Sam Gawith, they're notorious for being wet. Well, when you have a wet tobacco and you put it into your pipe, it's going to be hard to light, and you're going to suck on it really hard. I don't really call that heat related. It's more steam related. You're steaming your tongue. It's really what you're doing. And you can feel that, especially when you get down to the bottom of the bowl. I don't smoke the heel of the bowl. A lot of people brag about, oh, I can smoke it all the way down to white ash. Well, I can't do that, but because of the moisture that tobacco is filtering your moisture as you're sucking it in. And this tobacco down here is moisture, let's say more moist than the tobacco up here. You get all the way down to here, this pipe, and you're going to start sucking some steam in, because it's going to be wet. I don't care how dry your tobacco was when the first time you started, it's going to be wet. Steam is the #1 tongue biter for me. And when I start feeling that wet steam, and you'll know, the taste will go away, and it'll be exactly like you imagine. And imagine going over a teapot and sucking in steam. It feels like that. Dump your pipe out. Start again. Put more in. If you still want to smoke, put more in it. That'll be the #1 thing to keep you from tongue bite. But what happens if you get tongue bite? We'll get to that in just a minute. Another thing is cadence. You have to learn to slowly. I take 3 puffs. This is just subconsciously. This is what I do, because I've been watching kind of some of my videos. I'll be 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one I kind of hold in my mouth and I breathe a little bit out of my nose, and then I stop for a little while. And that's how I smoke. That's my cadence. You'll find your rhythm. If your pipe is on the verge of going out, don't try to keep it lit by sucking harder and harder. Just relight. That's all you got to do. Just relight it. Nobody's going to make fun of you for relighting your pipe 50 times. If you've seen on my videos, I get to talking and I let my pipe go out. I'm not going to suck on this thing like I'm trying to suck a lemon through a straw. I'm going to relight. It's good. I'm smoking some Capstan Gold, or the Yellow Tin, in my Castello ginormous pipe. It's huge. It is a good hour and a half smoker. And I've been smoking for almost an hour now, and I'm still down to just half a bowl. But I'm not going all the way down, so it's a little more than half for me. I'll only go down to about that much, because once I start getting that steam, I'm gonna dump it out and re-put tobacco in here. I do not smoke any of my McClellans in this because it takes so much tobacco, and McClellans is gone. So when the McClellans runs out, they're gone. So I'm going to smoke those and enjoy in the little smaller pipes I have. So I put tobacco that I know is readily available in this one, and I smoke it. Pretty much no flakes in this thing. We went over that, I believe, last video. Alright, you're going to get it. You're going to get tongue bite no matter what, especially when you first start. Your tongue's not going to be used to the acidic or the alkaline smoke, whichever. What Burleys are going to be more acidic. You're going to get more alkaline with Virginias, sugars, things like that. And don't quote me on that. That's not exact science. That's just what I heard. And I did stay at a Holiday Inn last night, so I'm an expert. Again, I got some grape juice here, and drinking a little grape juice, either like in the evenings, which is the evenings here, but sometimes I drink wine or I drink grape juice. Orange juice is also good. Sometimes I mix orange juice, pineapple, and grape juice together. But something that's got that acidity, that natural acidity in it, really helps me. So figure out what helps you. Now, what do you do if you get tongue bite? There is a product called Biotene, and you can get the generic drugstore brand that's sitting right next to it for half the price, but it's for dry mouth. And it really coats your tongue and soothes your tongue. There's a little mouthwash called Biotene. It's in a white bottle, and it's just, it puts a coating on your tongue, and it really does. It helps. Actually, I use it periodically just because it makes your mouth feel so good. Milk will neutralize any kind of acidic or alkaline in your mouth. Like heartburn, things like that. Medication, Tums, and things like that. Milk is what I would recommend. Yes, you're going to get tongue bite every now and then, especially if you quit pipe smoking for a week or two and kind of get back into it. I quit for like almost a year, where I would just periodically smoke every now and then I really got back in it. And once I really got back in it, I got tongue bite. I had to deal with the tongue bite again, and I had to remember, how did I get through that? Slowing my cadence down by not smoking all the way to the bottom bowl. Sometimes I get really excited when I get that. I need that little nicotine edge, and that smoke's so good. I'll just smoke like it's smoking like a chimney. Keep your pipes clean. Run your pipe cleaner through there. That'll be a big help. A lot of that buildup in your pipe is going to harbor some things that are chemicals that are going to burn or get heated up and release into your mouth. There are tons of things. There are also many videos out there. Mutton Pipe Smoker has an excellent video on tongue bite, where he goes through some expert recommendations. I do recommend that video, but you just hang in there with it. It's going to get better. I promise. You're going to get through the tongue bite. And pipe smoking is more enjoyable than the discomforts of tongue bite. Once you get through it, I just really hang in there. Pipe smoking is one of the most relaxing things that I can think about doing. I just imagine when I go camping and I'm sitting in my hammock, or I'm at the beach and I'm sitting in my chair on the beach with the wave, smoking a pipe right there, man, it's bliss. It is absolute bliss. And it's very, very enjoyable. So I kept this one under 15 minutes. Good job, Mr. Leslie. Till next time, God bless.